with the spring game around the corner, the Oklahoma Sooners are just continuing to win, picking up a commitment from 3-star offensive lineman out of Fulton, Mississippi, Isaiah Autry, this afternoon. And so, Sooner fans, you have a reason to be excited. We're going to dive right into that. But before we do that, you all know the drill. Hop in the comments and let me know what's your thoughts on this pickup, especially after we break down who he is and why he's so special. I would love to hear from you all. If you are new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification and join the family. We're on the drive for 10,000 subs, and we'll only get there because of you, the people. So I appreciate all the love. We're at 8,500, pushing for that 10,000. And if you enjoy this content, please make sure you comment, because why? That helps us content creators. You may think it's small, but it's huge for what we do. And the feedback really helps with deciding on what content to bring to you all. So we appreciate you all showing up for us and showing out as usual. But let's dive into Isaiah Autry, because I think he's a special player. And there's a reason why the Sooners went after him. And let's talk about it. 3-star out of Fulton, Mississippi, Itawamba Agricultural High School. If I said that correctly, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but it's a county in Mississippi. And some of the things about him real quick, and we'll get into the measurables in a moment, outside of the fact that he's about 6'7", 280 pounds, is that he comes from a home of athletes. His mother played college basketball at the University of Tennessee, another school that I do root for, underneath Pat Summitt in the mid-90s, around 93 to 97, which is pretty dope that, you know, his mother played SEC basketball and was obviously pretty good if she was there underneath Pat Summitt. And then also with him, he's cousins with Marcus Dupree, the former Oklahoma running back from Mississippi that we all love, that we thought was going to become the greatest one to play here ever. And so I'll make sure to drop the article in there on the description, as well as the social medias for Isaiah. So y'all know the drill. We go, we show them love, welcome him to Oklahoma. So I'll have those links down in the descriptions for you all to see, as well as an article from Marcus where he talks about being excited about Isaiah potentially coming to Oklahoma. So we're all stoked. I'm stoked. I hope you guys understand the power of Coach Bill Bedenbaugh and him doing his thing. That's the reason why we're going to be excited about him. But before we jump into the measurables, really, the key thing to me about Isaiah that I like to make mention before we dive into that is this. Just because of his star rating, it don't mean much. Rivals has him as a 4-star, so it looks like that he is trending upward. But Coach Bill Bedenbaugh sends them to the NFL regardless of their star rating. So you all should be stoked about bringing in an athlete like this that can come in and compete, because that's what we need. We need that in preparation for the SEC. And his offer list is astonishing. Listen to this. These are the teams that have offered Isaiah. You've got Bama. You've got Auburn. You've got Florida State, us, Ole Miss. You got LSU, Mississippi State, Oregon. You got Kentucky, Tennessee. You've got all these SEC and big name programs that want this young man. And that tells you something if we won his services over the competition. That's a reason to be excited. So let's dive into his measurables real quick. As you can see, as I mentioned, about 6'7", about 280 if we go to the high range of his numbers. So he's not a small kid. He's a big boy. And consensus-wise, he is a 3-star, but Rivals has him as 4. So I feel like they're a little early on him, and I think he's a high riser. His numbers are going to continue to grow, especially as he hits more camps and goes out there and compete. Because when you watch this film, you're going to understand what's special about him. And so I like to make mention of that, especially around the stars. Don't freak out. Some fans just only want to see the shiny numbers of 4s and 5s constantly. I'm telling you, when Bill Bedenbaugh has his sights on a particular athlete, there's reasons. And we've seen a lot more success than we've seen failure come out of the Bedenbaugh recruitment. The man's been here 11 years. He's been doing his thing. He's gotten some Joe Moore awards. So he is definitely deserving of grace and us understanding that he's finding the best lineman that will fit what we're doing here at Oklahoma. So I'm stoked to see what Isaiah can do. And so as we watch this film, you can watch his movements. He can move. He's got some strength on him. There's a lot of course, to work on. He's got some development pieces. He's a little raw, but hey, man, he's strong. And he can move. That's all you really want out of your offensive line. And then, of course, with the staff that we have in place, Coach Bill Bedenbaugh does a fantastic job of developing these players to go to the NFL. And that's what's most important. We get guys that at the frames that we can build upon and grow and get them prepped for the NFL, you're doing something right. And that is definitely what Coach Bedenbaugh does. So make sure that you show some love to him for constantly and consistently bringing us all kinds of talent. Can't be nothing more exciting than that, right? Coach Bedenbaugh puts him in the NFL. And so as he's going through these moves, does a good job of doing the pull. He's got some strength. He can, him out on the outside at tackle, man, he's going to do some big things for us. Like you can see how Tyler Guyton got here. He was considered raw coming from TCU. And now you see him, I think he's going to be a first round pick. Like he's showing the talent and capabilities of doing that. When he battled it out with Jared Verse over at Florida State, I put up a short on that one. Go check that one out. I'll put it in the description below. And you saw Tyler Guyton kicking his tail. He was going up against a consensus first round draft pick, top 5 guy that decided to come back to college, which is kind of shocking, but he's considered a top guy to go in the draft, and Guyton was giving him the blues. I mean, they battled it out. And so you want linemen like that, that's raw enough, that can be taught and go out there, use their natural strength and just dominate. And I think Autry can definitely do that. I'm expecting a lot out of Isaiah. So now he is the first one to give us a commitment here right before the spring game. I'm going to drop a video later on this evening around the players that I have a listing of that's going to be showing up from their social media posts, as well as what's showing on some of the recruiting sites, of who's going to pull up to the spring game and hang out with us on Saturday. If you're going to be at the spring game, jump in the comments and let me know if you're going to pull up and where you're going to be at. I'm not going to make it, unfortunately, but I hope that you all get there and pack out the palace, because it's going to definitely be a fun time. And so besides that, hop in the comments. Tell me what you think about Isaiah once you see his film. How you feel about these big boys coming to Oklahoma, getting some more huge offensive linemen that's going to be able to potentially go to the NFL and, do some damage here at Oklahoma. If you are new to the channel, if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification and join the family. On the ride to 10,000. We are almost there. So I would love to have you join us and join this great community of Sooner fans and college football fans as we're expanding our coverage to where we can give you guys constant daily content. The goal is daily content by the summer, and I think we can get to that point, especially as we add additional pieces to the puzzle. So like, subscribe, do all that jazz. And in the description, you will see Isaiah's social media, as well as the article around Marcus Dupree. You'll see the short for Tyler Guyton that I definitely want you all to watch. And then besides that, YouTube's going to tell you that there's a couple videos here they want you to watch. I highly recommend keeping the party going since you're here. And we'll have our spring game video come out later today, along with another cool set of videos going through the weekend. And we'll go live for the spring game wrap up on Sunday. Thanks a bunch. We'll talk soon. Peace.